Hello everybody and welcome back to Hearts of Iron, where last episode we managed to get some landings done on some of these British islands. This is going kind of poorly for us. They keep increasing their numbers of infantry that are here, and to be honest, I'm not entirely sure how. Because if we check in here, we can see they have no available manpower, and they shouldn't be generating much manpower at all, even if they're putting their manpower towards new recruits. We should be seeing the combat readiness of these existing ones declining, while the recruitment process should be very, very slow. One thing we could do, I'm just kind of curious. I haven't done a single thing since I loaded the game. So we could, I forget how we do tagging in this game. Tag UK? No. Okay. Debug tooltip. Nope. Tooltips? No. Okay. Tag GB? Nope. I'm not actually sure what the UK's tag is. That's exciting. Debug. There we go. That's what we're looking for. D08. I would not have guessed that. So I just want to tag D08 then. And apparently that's the tag for the UK. That's probably because of the really awkward setup that they had there. But what I'm curious about is how much manpower they're gaining per month right now. Okay. So apparently they're mobilizing. But they have 5 recruitable monthly growth. So yeah, that's about what I expected. So that's absolutely fine. We're going to tag back over to Raj, and we're going to turn debug back off. There we go. So we changed nothing. That should not do a single thing. I was just curious to know how much manpower they're generating, and it's 5 per month. So that should mean, in theory, that they are generating one of these divisions every, like, 20 years or something. It's going to be very, very slow. They're clearly getting these divisions recruited faster than that. So that's definitely a thing. And the question is, where are they getting that manpower from? I suspect they're cheating, but it doesn't really matter all that much. What we need to do here, of course, is we need to continue to try to push up over here. But this invasion is underway. And let's see what ends up happening with that. So we're just heading on down. Excellent. We see this engagement going on down over here. Now, we are prepping this invasion as well. That's not going to go for a while yet, but we'll see. I expect that we'll be able to take that, most likely. And let's just head in and launch this invasion. Chile joined the British Concordat. Now, that's interesting. This is Chile right here. So we need to get these guys immediately heading over to frontline against Chile. This is all the way connected, so that looks good. We're going to get the infantry over there, and I want all of these guys heading over here. And we're going to get this entire army heading over as well, with their offensive plan being to offensive line simply to the sea. So it would be something approximately like this. This wouldn't be exactly it, but that would be enough to capitulate. So we'll start that. The question is, how long do we have before they get called in, right? And to that end, we could take a look at logistics out over this way, building a hub here and a hub here, and then probably doing some logistics out over this way, because we need to get these motorized up. That's going to be a fairly high priority, and then this is going to need to be motorized later. We'll need to get some rail connected here, upgrade any of this rail that exists at this point. We'll get that nice and upgraded. There we go. And then this can connect up to here. I guess these can upgrade, even though they don't connect anywhere. It's fine. And then we'll make sure that this is connected down over this way, connect this up over here, get all of that upgraded, and that'll do. Something along the lines of that. So that seems fine for the moment, and we can probably go through and motorize more of these if we really wanted to, but I don't think there's a huge amount of reason to do this. But maybe it'll be beneficial somewhere. So we can do this one. There is a good reason to motorize. And this one, maybe not so much. So for now, something along the lines of that. And then we could go through and build the land forts out over this way. I'm doing this low priority, but I'll get this queued up. I expect that they're going to be called into this war before that becomes a thing. Although I do also want to get these coastal forts queued up, because that is something that we've been trying to keep on top of, is keeping our coastal forts built. And we can definitely do that. We've got some locations like this, and like this, and of course, right here. So that should be it for now, I think, in terms of the places we've successfully invaded. Oh, there's this down over here too. Right. Okay, so something about like that for now. So we'll see how long it is before they get called in. Our troops are going to be moving immediately. They haven't been called in yet, so we've had some time to respond to this. Okay, Chile was annexed, sure. So that was this war up over here. That's absolutely fine. They're not being called in immediately, but we'll definitely prepare for them being called in, because, wait a second. Chile joined the British Concordat, not Chile. Okay, so we're not actually going to have a problem here. Noted. This was the rebelling force that joined the British Concordat, not the main nation. Noted. So that's not necessarily the best thing in the world, but not necessarily the worst either. This naval invasion was successful. So that seems absolutely wonderful. We are going to need to move some naval forces here around. And while we're at it, I want to get these coastal forts built. There we go. Do we need infrastructure over here? Actually, yeah, we kind of do. So let's get infrastructure queued up everywhere we can. So that's going to be down over this direction. Get all of that built. It's still fine to have all of this going. We're eventually going to want it, and to that end, I'm just going to extend this fort line all the way around our Chilean holdings. I don't think there's a land connection down here, so something along the lines of that should do for now. So that looks good, and that's absolutely fine for the moment. So these guys are going to be launching over here very soon. We successfully invaded here, though, and we need to delete that invasion order, and these guys need a new invasion order, this time to come on down to here. So I'll tell them to do that. That is a 2C zone location, and we'll just have these guys come out here and patrol, and the naval invasion support will be added to both of these. Something like that. Naval supremacy isn't terribly high right now, but that's okay. We know that this is going to take a little bit to get these guys readied. So we'll just have them go whenever they can. Now, as far as this goes, I want to check in on the status. So this is 20 tanks. I'm only seeing 16 here. Where are the other 4? Ah, they're attacking. Okay, noted. So, do we have 4 units recruiting right now? Yes. And then we have 1 unit, or rather 1 division of Marines recruiting. So that all looks good. No issue there. We've got these guys preparing for their naval invasion. It's going to be 100 more days, and that's fine. I want to check in on our coring status. How's that going? 21 days on North Korea. I'll leave that for the moment. So that seems fine, and then this out over here, we're going to be able to move these guys soon enough. The question is, when is this force actually going to attack?
Come out.
Very soon. 5 days. Okay. So we'll just wait that out a little bit. We've now got 3 days until this attack goes on. And as to our knowledge, this is one of the few remaining locations of the United Kingdom. I don't think this is UK out over here. Yeah, that's Portuguese. And I don't know of any UK holdings in this area at all. We know of this, we know of this, we know of this, and we know of this. That's it, to my knowledge. So I do expect them to capitulate the moment we manage to take Port Blair. These attacks are getting better as our naval base over here improves, and this is currently a level 4 naval base. I want to go down to the bottom and find where that is. This naval base right here. I want to boost that up to a high priority. Just want to make sure that that's absolutely building. I think it was, but that's okay. So we're going to continue to attack out over this direction with increasing amounts of success. They can't keep this up forever. We're just going to keep the pressure on. So that sounds good. Out over here, we have launched this invasion. And we are winning this. Ish. I'm going to go with ish. So it's going fairly well-ish, but I think that we are ultimately going to win that. No, we quit, actually. We were really close to winning that, but we just need to reassign these guys right here, and we'll have to try that again. So we want to make sure that this entire army is here. Let's see, 18 divisions. Why is this only going to take 56 days? That's interesting. Well, it's fine. We'll relaunch that in 56 days. So the attacks down over here are continuing, and we're just continuing to whittle them down a little bit. I'm just checking in on our numbers, making sure we don't see any additional stack wipes. And as of right now, we don't. So this invasion is about to launch, but we have insufficient naval supremacy in a couple of locations. So 47%, yeah. So I'm going to have these guys stop being up here, and then I want to grab these naval forces here. We're going to have one of them head here instead. And yeah, that's fine. So we'll just have it be in these two locations. There we go. So that'll be okay, and hopefully we'll be able to work up our naval supremacy there a little bit. That's fine. So we're continuing to attack across this channel. This is a rough attack for us, and it's not terribly surprising. We just want to keep up the pressure for the time being. So that seems good. These guys are going to launch again in 46 days. Okay. These guys are ready to launch. We just need the naval supremacy here, and we need very little naval supremacy for this to happen. So in theory, once our other fleet arrives here, this should be fine. I'm not sure what fleet this is, to be honest. Is that this fleet? If I take off the Gulf of Guinea, it's now moving to dock in Terra del Fuego. Okay, so we'll just have it be out here, and I'm going to move this patrol fleet out to the West Indian Ocean. Okay. But where did that naval invasion support fleet go? You should be here. Naval invading. Okay, there we go. I think now our navy is set up approximately the way we want it to be. It's going to take some time for our ships to arrive, of course, and that is absolutely fine. So checking in on this naval base, it's now a level 5 naval base, and that's looking much better. So that seems good, and these guys, we're just waiting on naval supremacy here. We only have 49% naval supremacy at this time. So this is 48%, and this is 49%. But we have some navies arriving, 51 and 59. So we're now launching this attack. That looks good. So we'll make our way on over, and of course, in the meantime, we're continuing to attack Port Blair. If we check here, we can see that they've actually lost more than we have, which is kind of remarkable. I'm surprised about that. That is, of course, very good, and we're going to launch our attack here and see if we manage to win this. That would be phenomenal. Okay, so we are attacking. It's very hard to see the actual indicator there, but it looks like we're winning this pretty handily. We're at 95, 97, and there we go. So we stack wiped them, and that is now done. So now we can delete this guy, and we just want to continue our island hopping. So we're going to go from here to here. And then from there, the plan is to attack Australia. So now what we need to do, of course, is we need to move these guys over to here and remove this. And the same thing here. So we just hop over to there. Perfect. So we can't do this naval invade for a while because we don't have any naval supremacy up over here, and that's understood. That's not a big concern at this moment. What is a big concern is taking Port Blair, but I'm looking in on this, and I'm thinking that organization isn't looking so good for them. I think that the attrition is taking its toll. So that looks good. And these guys currently are struggling with their supplies, apparently. This is a level 1 naval base. I mean, it should still be enough for 6 divisions, I would think. But no, 43 out of 8. Well, we'll get that upgraded. So that seems fine, and we should also build our coastal forts here, of course. And we'll get that underway. So that seems absolutely fine for now. The real question, of course, is, do we want to start up another corps? And the answer is, of course we do. So we'll get that going, and I think in this meantime, I don't want to do buying, but this is not a bad time to really start developing these resources. So we're going to spend our political power that way, and that's going to use a lot of our civilian factories too. So that's absolutely fine. We'll get that underway. Down over here, we can see that we're starting to take down some Australian ships, so that's neat. And these guys, they're going to launch this as soon as they can, but that's not going to be for another week. So that looks fine for now. No issue there. How are we doing out over here? It looks like we have launched this attack again. Beautiful. So this guy has a trait, and we could actually give him amphibious, and that's probably a good thing. We'll do that. And then there's this guy. I want to do the same thing there. We're launching naval invasions with these, and that seems like the way to go. Chile declared war on the Chilean Socialist Republic. Shocking. And this attack has started up, and I expect us to take it this time. They've not really been able to reinforce this in any meaningful way. So that looks good. Have we launched this attack yet? No, but it's going to launch imminently. It's launching now. So that looks good. And we'll keep an eye on this. 12 days as of right now. Okay. So they're continuing to hold out here for the moment, but they will definitely go away soon enough. How's this attack going? It's almost started. Perfect. So checking out over here, another 3 days on this battle. Looks great. And this one, we're currently estimating less than a day. Okay, there are strikes occurring. And political power minus 125 is fine, I think. We'll make propaganda heroes out of them. Our war support is very, very low. This is due to combat casualties mostly, and the fact that we're in an offensive war. But combat casualties are a big, big part of it. We should probably be running, like, some heroism extortion, but we can't do that right now. So, war support is an issue. No doubt about it. So I expect both of these islands to fall at this time. Yeah, we got this one. That's excellent. And then we've got this out over here. But before we do that, I want to get these guys, and we're going to tell them that they are going to be launching a naval invasion from here to here. I want to get another unit working on this. So they're on their way over, and we're going to just delete that naval invasion. It doesn't need to happen anymore. And these guys will slowly make their way over, but I want the entire unit here to be assigned to this. I don't think the whole thing is. There we go. Now they're all assigned there, and they will be making their way over presently. So that looks good. We can bump up our naval base level here, and we can also build our coastal force. So that seems fine. And then down over here, same story. We're going to need to build our coastal forts and upgrade our naval base. So we'll get that underway. And then these guys, they are going to be responsible for the invasion of Australia. So then the question we have to ask is, Where? Do we want to invade all the way down here? Like this? Yes. That's what we want. So we're going to get that going, and they will start preparing that. This is a small force, and they're going to be kind of hard-pressed to hold that, I think. That said, I don't expect British Australia to be a very large threat, so we'll see. Okay, so I do want to check in on how these trainings are going. They're working on it. They're not done yet, but it's definitely taking some time. Okay, so now we can think about whether we need to actually be having Navy forces here. And the answer is we don't. So I'm going to remove this from here. I'm going to send one of our patrol ships down, one of our patrol fleets down here. And there's now 3 here. Okay, I'm going to have this fleet move up to here, like that. So they're going to be up here just to provide naval supremacy in this area so that we can continue to run naval invasions up over this way. Looks like we've launched this invasion. We'll see if anything comes of it. I doubt it, but we just want to do more damage to them. Look at that, though. They're up to 13 divisions here. I think they're cheating. They gotta be cheating. Also, what happened to this? Where did our morale for our 23 go? Where did our 23 go? Hang on. They just vanished. Our invading force from here just up and vanished. Okay, that's exciting. Is this them down here?
Oh, shot.
Yeah, they're hopping in here. Do not do this. We don't want you here. Make your way back up over here again. So they didn't even really try to run that invasion. That was a little bit awkward, for sure. But we'll have them get out of there. They don't want to be here. They're massively overloading our supplies. They got to get out. There we go. So that seems fine. We apparently lost 14 destroyers here. They've got a decent fleet, actually, still. That's fine. No major issue there. So these guys are going to be ready to invade, like, right now. Literally right now. They are going. So that looks good, and we'll see how this invasion of Australia goes. I expect this to not go tremendously well, but we'll see. We will see. In the meantime, of course, we're continuing to batter down their supply and manpower counts over here. So that looks good. And I do want to exhort heroism here. So we're going to get that going to boost up our war support some. We need to get those combat casualties brought up, right? No doubt about that. So that looks good. And at this point, yeah, this is about what I expected to see here. So they're heavily defending this area. We attacked 3 with only 6 units, right? Only 6 divisions attacked there. But we could attack theoretically up here. It might be less defended. So that would certainly be an interesting thing to do. If we were to do that, we would launch a naval invasion from here instead. Right here. Like that. So we just attack here, build our own naval base, and try to push down before it became a problem. I don't know if that's actually a viable strategy, but we will see. We shouldn't need many infantry over there, so we just bring over, like, this unit of tanks, and it should be fine. These guys can be relocated for now to be, like, off over here, to be much, much closer. We could even theoretically relocate them here, but I think we want to move them here first. Heroes on the production front, indeed. So that looks great, and we're just continuing to slowly attack that. But we have forces that are going to start arriving up here from this unit, and they are not present yet, but they will be soon enough. Once they arrive here, they'll be ready to do this. The preparations will have concluded by then, so that looks good. We're going to launch with that attack. This force might be a decent force to attack Australia with as well. But for now, it is time to put a cut in here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we will continue to attack the British HQ here. They're up to 16 units of infantry here. They're definitely cheating. 1000% they're cheating. Okay, that's exciting. They do not have the manpower to do this. There's no way around it. So that's, you know, clear cheating by the AI there, but whatever. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Dark Horse, Ethan Feldman, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, The Lounge STL, Rornaz, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video. And as always, I will see you all next time. Also, I was just checking our tank count. We've got 150,000 in stock. That's not a problem.